Hello everybody, I am Trader Joe. Welcome to another lesson in how to read price action, which if you want to be consistently profitable, you need to learn how to do. Reviewing the day's charts and identifying high probability setups is absolutely key to continue to develop as a trader. So taking a look at the action today, this is what we had when I started the live stream here on YouTube, which by the way, if you're not tuning into, like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications to get notified about that. So at this point we have a clear trading range, and so we are going to be playing trading range rules, only looking to buy the lows of the range and sell the highs of the range. We don't want to get caught trading stuff here in the middle. As you can see, it's a good way to get chopped up. Waiting for prices to come to a level is key for identifying high probability trades. Here's how I'd mark all the channels in the range, and as you can see, price action playing out perfectly with every channel getting a break and a new extreme. So this move down has a break and new extreme. As you can see, just everything playing out perfectly. That's what you like to see. So now that we are at the top of the range, like I said, that's typically where we're looking to sell, but I'm not looking to do that here. Why is that? We have clear bullish imbalance in the range, lots of space at the bottom, higher lows each time. Now getting a higher high here. This is starting to move up. Now, I'm not going to draw a wide channel. Some might be tempted to say, oh, hey, we're looking bullish, let's draw a wide channel like this. We're still in a range structure. It's too early to do that. And actually, this would have been a pretty good opportunity right up here to buy, to look for a second entry long, as again, we did have that bullish imbalance, but didn't really see, you know, in order to take a long there, we'd really want to see prices clearly move out of the range, then have a second entry long right at this support like so. That doesn't really set up here. Kind of sideways action, dipping back into the range a little bit, so I had to hold off here. And this is where we would have expected to continue down towards the bottom there. However, that never happened, and we just pushed to a new high. And now everything really is played out. So we also have what looks to be a measured move right here, because price action likes to move in twos. And you can see clearly this move up has one leg, two legs. We're right at that level. So all indications point to this being a opportunity for the bears to take control, looking to see if we get a correction now, even with all this bullish momentum. Yeah, again, we move higher. So at this point, clearly bullish. I'm not getting any solid bearish correction, so looking for a possible larger channel. Also looks like another little range formed. Have a break above it here. Looking for a second entry long to form right here. We have our pullback and the first entry, and here is where the second entry is. So this is a pretty solid setup right here. And you can see a nice bullish bar. It's a little bit far from the EMA. You kind of want the body to be right on there, but it is right at this possible channel line, expecting a new extreme of this channel. I was holding off on this one just because we could have a little bit more of a correction. You have this leg, you could get another measured leg down. But if you are a more aggressive trader, that's definitely a solid setup right there. The very next bar, you get this inside bar that is signifying a bit of indecision. So at that point, I would probably not take it. And it does end up working. So sometimes the more aggressive setups are worth taking. Also extended the larger channel out a bit. You can see we're coming off of the top. And this shorter one does have a break in new extreme. So at this point, we are just waiting, definitely staying with the bias, only looking long at this point, just waiting for those bearish corrections to play out so we can look for long opportunities. Could get that right here. At the bottom of the range, you do have nice 2 legs back at that point. So the bearish correction seemed to be played out, looking for a possible failed breakout right here with a nice bullish bar. And unfortunately just takes off. That bar is way too big to enter on, but that is exactly what we were expecting to happen there. And then you just get this giant push up. Going to have to adjust channels, look for something wider. We're clearly bullish, something like this. Either way, we are still looking for a larger bearish correction. We have pretty much just been grinding up all day. This eventually has to correct, and bias is still long for sure, but we want to see a nice correction play out before we consider buying again. Finally got a bit of a correction here and a break. Want to see a push to a new low and then trade a failed second entry short to get long. And that doesn't come till right here. But at this point, we have potential resistance, and you can see the signal bar, not ideal, bearish, have to hold off on it. We have the first break of the wide uptrend here. This also looks to be a measured move from this move down. So perfectly hitting the measured move right here. Break of the channel. This is a spot where we would want to see prices bounce. We are creating a lot of lower highs, so could have some bearishness coming into the market. And if we do get a bounce, we can look for a failed second entry short. But unfortunately, already right here, we have a break and reaching to a new high of this short-term channel. So that looks like our bounce is already played out, and indeed that starts to turn down. So at this point, we really need to look for a larger bearish channel, and bias is definitely turning towards the short side. And already had an overshoot of our channel right here. Did not see a correction. We're just continuing down. So we may even have a steeper channel going. It looks like it fits pretty well. And we're just looking for any opportunity to sell, looking at every pullback, seeing if we can get a second entry short. Didn't happen here, just dropped straight off. Didn't happen here, just dropped. And yet again, no chance to enter right here. This is all in one move up, and then it just drops off. You do have a second entry short that forms right here above this bullish bar. Can't take that. There's also another second entry right here. And with prices being over the EMA, it's definitely more of an aggressive setup. But you do have two, what looks like measured legs back. So that's pretty perfect. You have 2 legs back. You're expecting to get a new low. Nice bearish signal bar. If you're more aggressive, you can definitely take that setup. I would prefer to wait on a lower high, and we don't get it. Prices just drop straight off without giving a second entry on that. But if you're aggressive, take that one right there. This was our break from this channel, and at this point right here, we have our new low. So typically would expect to see some sort of bullish correction, some sort of bounce, but we are again selling off. So the bias is continuously bearish. We need to look for possibly a steeper channel here and more opportunities to sell. This is just a crazy bearish reversal. It's not very often that you see a large bullish channel like this just get completely reversed. Really hard to make a bearish channel fit even without going, massively too wide, and that is a possibility right there. This matches the slope pretty well on the most recent price action, so we're going to go with that. This second entry short right here, EMA is holding prices. Extremely bearish. We got a nice pullback. We're not in any sort of short-term trend. That is a high probability setup. That turns out to be a beautiful trade. You could get a nice runner on that, bouncing off the low of the channel. So we're going to watch our correction, wait till it plays out, and look to short again. Yet again, right below the EMA, that is holding price as well. We got a nice bearish bar, beautiful second entry short, another high probability trade, back to back. You gotta take this one. 2 winners in a row, and still looking for opportunities to short. And we actually do get a second entry short, but the signal bar is bullish. Not even really close to the EMA, so skip out on that one. And then all of a sudden, this is a nice double trap right here. All those folks who are thinking long, taking the second entry short failure, that gets smacked down. We're below the EMA. You could wait for a higher low here, but with all the bearish momentum, I like taking this trade. Again, another high probability setup, back to back. Yet another winner. And the higher low, or sorry, the lower high works out well too. Either one of those could have been just fine. So you had 3 trades right in a row. This is what happens when you're patient. You wait for high probability setups, and then all of a sudden we get this crazy reversal. That was some news coming out. And now we immediately switch our bias to long with how strong this move is. Seeing if we can get a second entry long, but then we just get kind of a V-shaped reversal. No way to get into this. Now you really don't want to mess with this. Getting pretty volatile. Closing in on 1230 as well. No real way to trade that. Just kind of a mess. Definitely had to be patient today. There was a couple aggressive setups early on, but if you waited to play that market reversal right, you were rewarded with 3 high probability trades in a row, closing out the day. You're doing an evaluation. You can pass it right there, which, by the way, make sure to check out the code for 80% off of it, Apex Evaluation. Hope you enjoyed the video today, got something out of it, learned something. Hope your trading is improved. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Happy trading.